Whoa! I never thought about that!
I'm absolutely thrilled you're joining us today because we are diving into something truly mind-bending. We're going to decode the invisible blueprint that builds us. We are literally talking about the most sophisticated, microscopic instruction manual in the entire universe, the one that dictates pretty much everything about who we are.
I mean, seriously, think about it for a second. How can tiny DNA molecules build an entire human? Inside almost every single cell in your body, there is something so unbelievably tiny that you can't even see it without a super powerful microscope. Yet somehow, hidden inside that tiny, invisible speck is the absolute code for your exact eye color, your hair type, your height, your facial features, and even hidden clues about your ancestors. It's like magic, right? But it's not. It's pure biology.
So let's open up this microscopic mystery box.
Okay, let's dive into this. To understand this mystery box, we first need to define what's actually inside it. DNA. It stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. Now don't worry, you totally don't need to memorize that long scientific name, but you do need to understand what it acts as. Think of it like a biological instruction manual, or even better, a giant recipe book for building a living thing. And the wild part, this isn't just a human thing. Every living thing you see around you, the plants in your garden, your pets, wild animals, us, we all rely on this exact same universal manual to exist.
Which brings us right inside the control center.
Let's do a quick anatomical zoom in here. Picture this. Step 1, your physical body is made up of trillions of individual cells. Trillions. Step 2, look inside most of those cells and you'll find a central control center called the nucleus. Step 3, tightly packed inside that nucleus are these little structures called chromosomes. And finally, step 4, if we unravel those chromosomes, we hit the jackpot, the DNA itself. It's basically layers upon layers of microscopic packaging. And this brilliantly illustrates what happens when we finally unravel it. DNA folds into its famous double helix structure. Just visualize it as a twisted ladder. You've got these two long strands spiraling around each other, connected by tiny little rungs. This elegant, twisting shape, that is literally the foundational architecture of life.
All right, let's start decoding this biological alphabet.
It's actually kind of crazy how simple it is. This entire complex manual, the one that tells your body how to construct a human brain, a beating heart, your whole immune system, it's built from a biological alphabet of just 4 chemical letters, A, T, C, and G. That's it. Just 4 letters running the whole show.
To truly grasp how powerful this is, think about the English language for a second. We use different combinations of our 26 letters to form millions of unique words, sentences, and massive, thick books. Well, DNA works the exact same way, just with those 4 chemical letters. Different sequences of A, T, C, and G form sections called genes, and these genes are the very specific biological instructions that tell your body exactly how to make proteins. Those proteins then go off to build your skin, your muscles, your eyes, your brain cells, the whole shebang. It is quite literally a biological language.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer physical scale of this information. If you took the microscopic DNA from just one single tiny cell in your body and you carefully stretched it all out into a straight line, it would be around 2 meters long. No way, right? Think about that. 2 meters of physical information packed so incredibly tightly that it fits inside a microscopic nucleus.
Moving on to your unique biological barcode.
So you inherit your specific combination of DNA from 2 sources, your mother and your father. Because that 2 meters of code gets thoroughly mixed and matched, the final combination becomes entirely unique to you. Even siblings who share the exact same parents end up with completely different DNA combinations. In fact, the only humans on Earth who actually possess matching, nearly identical genetic codes are identical twins. For literally everyone else, you are a one-of-a-kind biological sequence.
So, the crucial point is this. Because your DNA is so highly unique to you, it acts exactly like a barcode, and scientists have learned how to scan it. Through a process called DNA profiling, experts can take tiny microscopic traces you leave behind. We're talking a single strand of hair, a drop of blood, or even just saliva, and use it to identify individuals with unbelievable accuracy. The chances of 2 unrelated people having the same DNA profile? Vanishingly tiny. This one single fact has completely revolutionized modern crime investigations, it's allowed us to track our family ancestry across the globe, and it's even helped identify missing persons. It's a real game changer.
which leads us perfectly into discovering the blueprint itself.
We kind of take all this knowledge for granted today, don't we? But humanity didn't always know this blueprint existed. Slowly, over many years, researchers had to piece this giant puzzle together. While James Watson and Francis Crick are famously credited with explaining the structure, we absolutely must highlight Rosalind Franklin here. It was her breakthrough X-ray images that physically revealed the shape of DNA. Her brilliant work provided the crucial evidence they needed to understand how the molecule was actually built, a discovery that literally transformed the fields of biology and medicine forever.
Let's move to and see how this builds. Because remember that 2 meters of DNA inside a single microscopic cell we talked about earlier? Well, if you translated those 4 chemical letters from just one human cell into written words in books, it would fill thousands of bookshelves. Thousands! All of that data, hidden inside a speck you can't even see with your own eyes.
Which brings us to this incredible final thought to close out our explainer today. Inside every tiny cell of your body exists one of the most advanced, dense, and perfectly structured information systems in the known universe. It's a microscopic code that has been successfully passed down and refined over millennia, all working together in absolute perfect harmony to build an entire human being. You. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other mind-blowing scientific mysteries are hiding right now, completely invisible inside our everyday lives? Thank you so much for learning with me today.
And that's just one tiny big question. Imagine what's next. Subscribe, and let's keep wondering.